So coming to Michael's characterization, it's a very layered and very complex profile. First of all, he's a war hero. He's not related to crime. He lives independent of he says to his girlfriend that it's my family, not me. And from there, towards the end, he assumes the new Don's role and he goes through multiple transformations and he becomes manipulative, he becomes deceptive. So it's a very layered character. And it's very unlike the way the heroes or the protagonists are kind of projected. So what is your take on Michael's character?
See, the point is, the circumstances around him are shaping him, and based on how he's responding, is creating new situations, new circumstances. And that's like a cycle happening. And once you get into that, maybe he didn't want to be a part of it, but when someone tried to kill his father out as a son, out of vengeance, to take revenge upon the people who wanted to kill his father, is where he came in. And once he took the decision to kill Solojo and Captain McCluskey, then it's an irreversible thing. Once you take the decision, you are inside. And once you're inside, you keep on making decisions to stay afloat based on what's happening at that time. So I think because you saw the growth of it, I wouldn't say layer is the right word, where he started from, and the transformation is happening because of the not because of himself, because of what others are doing to him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So for example, if Solojo was not there, he did not take that step at that time, maybe he would have still been in the army. Maybe he would have become something he would have become. Yeah.
What is startling is when his sister's husband, his brother-in-law, he hands over the ticket to the Las Vegas flight, and he says, "Go live there, without disturbing us. I don't even want to see you." And then he gets killed the next minute, and he actually orchestrates that whole thing. And that shows the deceptive nature, that is growing within him.
This is the whole point. See, unlike we see normal films, eventually intelligence is the main weapon. I don't know if deceptiveness is the right word. See, if you say the police investigations, for example, interrogations, they're on deception. Because to get to know the inside of the mind, you only can make them believe that you're not doing anything to them. To make them believe. I mean, that's a very natural thing. All police investigations happen in a similar way.
Right.
So, but the one problem I have with that scene is when they kill Kalu Rizzi, to drive the car and kill, I think, is a very stupid thing. Because, see, the point is, why are you exhibiting on the road if his feet are coming outside? He could have just been killed there itself when he sat in, when Clemenza is waiting with that rope.
I think it happens right after he gets into the car.
No. They actually starts driving, and his feet keep moving with the movement of the car. So that I thought was very...
And Sonny's murder at the toll gate, right, where assaults happen with him from multiple directions. I think, again, that was way ahead of its time, right? That was very unique.
That is one more example I keep giving, where like the words of Alfred Hitchcock, he said, where drama begins, logic ends. I feel it's a very illogical scene for me. I'll tell you why. See, after Sonny comes in anger out, and he sits in the car, and Tom Hagen quickly tells
someone to
follow, and the camera pans to show them getting in.
Right, but there is a huge gap.
No, I'm saying explain the gap. Then this came and stopped here at the toll gate, and some other car is just doing something. The toll gate guy, he gives the money and he drops.
Right.
And then these guys come, and then they shoot, and then they check if he's dead or not, and then they go back. And then get into the car, and then the car goes off, and then this thing comes.
This is like a typical...
Now, I find it because one is already establishing there's no traffic. they couldn't be caught in the traffic. There's only this car and this car, in whichever angle you see. But Coppola wanted to create that drama, so he just screwed the logic.
That was typical Bollywood
Which a similar thing happened in Shiva. Now, if Nagarjuna, like Amla is kidnapped, and she's being taken, and when the railway gate is, so now they're waiting, and all train passes, and Nagarjuna is there, standing in attention with all of them are spaced out in a nice formation. Then he slowly comes walking, and he says whatever, blah, 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 and then these guys get in and they go away.
Right.
Okay? When I was shooting this scene, my assistant asked me, Sorry, this is happening in the city only. No? I said, yeah. How come there's nobody there except Nagarjuna's car and this car? You know? And then I told him the Godfather example.
Right.
So because you are in the location, you can obviously see the flaw.
Right.
But people are watching, oh, he's there. What is he going to say? They will be stuck in that drama and they won't, like, which is where Alfred Hitchcock quipped, out of sight, out of mind. If you don't show, so it won't get into their mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So switching gears, you actually create an ode to Godfather by creating Siva, Satya, Sarkar trilogy. Even Raktacharitra had a flavor of Godfather in it. Now, apart from your own movies, which Indian movies you think have done a good job incorporating Godfather into those?
See, I'm not sure. I would say in parts here and there. I wouldn't say the whole. I mean, I was not too happy with something like Devar Magan, for example. But Dharmatma, I saw it as a kid. Much more probable. I am not very sure. I saw it after Godfather.
75.
I know. Yeah, I know that it was after from Godfather. I'm sure it was because I read the novel and then I saw the film, obviously. But strangely, Dharmatma, some scenes I really liked. But when I recently saw it, I was wondering what the hell was I seeing at that time, So maybe it is like that scene when Solo Joe comes to meet the Godfather.
Right.
That is one of the greatest scenes I think I've seen in my life. That scene is so terrible in Dharmatma, you cannot imagine that scene.
In Sarkar, it was phenomenal.
So the point is, but this is what I'm saying, directly in your exposure, how much you can imagine at each age, your perception of that changes. If Sarkar, I look at it now, I am not so sure I like it as much as when I made it. Now Godfather, on the other hand, I am liking it even more now. After all the 50 years, I feel it is far superior in every which way. And I can't find a flaw. I mean, I might say about this toll gate scene, I might say this and lots of small things. But the overall thing, if you see, the impact is far bigger now for me.